occasionally I end up having to spend some time in a place that I don't really want to be. And places that I really don't want to be are usually big cities. But unfortunately, I'm back in a big city today, back in Seattle, and don't really want to be here. But I'm here because I've been dealing with some pretty heavy eye strain lately. And the eye strain has gotten to be so bad that I've been having headaches, and it's been really difficult to read or work or do anything at all, really. So I made an appointment with an eye doctor, and I'm back in the Emerald City here, that is Seattle, to try to get that sorted. Now, I tried to make an appointment with an eye doctor in a smaller town or smaller city so that I wouldn't have to come back and deal with traffic and noise and congestion of the big city here, but everybody was booked out from between 2 weeks and a month. So I begrudgingly accepted an appointment back here in Federal Way at an America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses. Trying to do a little bit of something to make myself look a little bit more presentable, but this doesn't work very well. Thought it would, but maybe a waste of $3. Oh well, it's doing a little something. I tried with that lint brush, but it just didn't do much on these pants, so I think I'd better swap out some new pants just to make sure I don't look like I'm a homeless person, or look like the homeless person that I am. Okay, well, I've got some good news and some not so great news, but this all went better than I had expected. With all the headaches and everything that I've been getting, I was thinking that my prescription had changed significantly. Apparently, I was wrong, which is good. This doctor was really nice. Dr. Min, I believe his name was, and he was fantastic. Seemed like he wasn't in a rush, answered all my questions. That's always a concern because I've been to some places that they kind of rush you in and rush you out. I would have gone back to Stanton Optical, who I went to last time for my last eye doctor, but there are no Stanton Opticals around, so I needed to find a new place and decided to go with America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses here because they had a better price than anybody else. I made some calls and I was getting quotes of $200 and over for a contact lens exam. I just thought that was kind of outrageous, so this place was a lot better. But the one little downside, one little bad news that Dr. Min gave me here was I'm probably looking at bifocals in the near future. He did kind of recommend that I do bifocals now or progressive lenses now, and I think he actually wrote the prescription out for them, and then it was just up to me to decide what I wanted to do. When I told him I really didn't want to do any bifocals right now, he said, it's no problem. He said, just do what you feel, and if you need them in the future, he said you can always just go to a drugstore and just buy some, I forget what he called them. I call them cheaters, but that was cool of him. I thought that was really nice. It's nice to have a doctor that is not dogmatic. So I like Dr. Min here. And so he gave me a new pair of lenses to try, and they're actually much more comfortable than my old lenses. And so I decided to just opt for these. And the cool thing is they had these in stock. So I was actually able to just get new lenses and not have to worry about that today. And price-wise is pretty good, even though these are a little more expensive than the lenses I have been wearing. The price in total was $156. So not a nice price, obviously, but pretty good, being that that covers the prescription and new lenses, and I don't have to wait around or come back here to get new lenses. So I'm pretty happy. That means I can roam freely now and not be stuck here in the city if I don't need to be. So my initial thought is just get out of the city. I don't really want to be here, but because I'm here, I should just take advantage of that fact. So I am thinking about buying some new glasses, some new frames, and I've got these. I bought these about 3 years ago at a company called Warby Parker, and the quality of them is pretty good. The issue I've had with them is that they just have never been very comfortable, and I've had them adjusted and all, and I've even tried to adjust them myself, and they've just never been real comfortable. And I made the mistake here at America's Best of looking at some new frames, and I tried on some Oakley frames, and Oakleys have a different fit to them. They don't have a normal ear temple like most glasses do, and because of the way that they're made, they are supremely comfortable. Now, they are also supremely expensive, so I'm not really sure if I want to buy some, but I do want to try on some and just see if I am willing to foot the bill on having some glasses that are much more comfortable than what I'm used to. I could just get some new lenses put in these because these are really high quality frames. I think I'd like to just go across town and look at an Oakley store and see if they have, well, they'll have a better selection. Then I can try more on and decide what I want to do. Options are good, and since I'm here in the city, I might as well take advantage of having an Oakley store close by that I can just try on a bunch. But before I go anywhere, I'm gonna have a little snack. Got a little bit of salsa and some chips here. Oh, you know, I only had yogurt for breakfast this morning, didn't I? That's why I'm feeling a bit hungry. That wasn't enough. This probably isn't enough either. I should make a sandwich. I've got some really nice bread, but it's too early for lunch. Boy, what a beautiful day today. This is part of the reason why I wanted to come back here to Western Washington, or I should say Seattle, so that I don't confuse everybody. You can see Mount Rainier there in the background, and believe it or not, this is pretty typical weather for this area. Blue skies. I know you're thinking it should be raining, but this is typical. The funny thing about me being right here is I am right close to Trader Joe's, and I haven't gone in, which is odd. But I don't need anything. I'm actually all stocked up. So, save a little money there. Probably spend enough at the eye doctor anyway. And if I buy some Oakleys, that'll be a lot of money too. So, got to control my little spending here. Although, if I'm near a Trader Joe's, I usually always go into one and just buy something because I spend so much time away from a Trader Joe's. When I see one, I just want to go in and buy stuff. But like I said, I'm stocked up. I don't really need anything. And more importantly, probably most importantly, I don't have anywhere to put anything. So that's the real reason why I'm not buying anything. All right, well, let's hit the road. Hopefully traffic won't be too bad. But this is Seattle, so it's going to be. Well, I had a nice surprise when I finally got on the freeway. That is, there was hardly any traffic whatsoever. So I had a nice, easy drive just a few miles north up to the Tukwila Mall. This is usually one of my least favorite areas of the city. And I'm not a big fan of malls, especially one like this, gigantic Westfield Mall. But it'll be worth it if I can try on some glasses that are really comfortable. So their selection wasn't very good, so they told me I can go down to LensCrafters, which is just down the way a little bit, and check them out because they'd have a better selection. Oh, here we are. Well, somehow I've made it out of the mall unscathed. That's good. I have a couple of takeaways here. One, I'm not really sure that I need to buy a new pair of glasses. Those Oakleys are really comfortable. They're incredibly light, and just because of the way that they're made, they're just incredibly comfortable, just like I know from the pair that I had before. I don't know if it's worth the price, though, being that I don't normally wear glasses very often. I normally wear contacts, and the other thing here is these contacts that I'm wearing now are so comfortable and my vision is so good that I'm not so sure I need to buy another pair of glasses. So I think I got some good information. I found a pair of glasses in LensCrafters that seemed like they worked pretty well. I tried on several different pair and just to see for fit, and I took some pictures of sizes of the different ones just in case I do want to buy some. I also tried on a pair of aviators. I thought that that might be a comfortable pair of glasses to wear too. But I think right now I'm thinking I don't need glasses. I think these contact lenses were the answer and the solution, and since I was able to buy some more today, maybe I don't need to look at this anymore, at least for a while. So that means it's now lunchtime. All right, I'm gonna do a little breakfast for lunch, meaning eggs and some sausage, and got some really good sourdough, so I'll toast up a little bit of that. Oh, but first, coffee. What am I thinking? Need to do some coffee first. When I was first thinking about getting a new pair of glasses, I was pretty much determined that I was just going to get the most inexpensive prescription I could find and then just order some glasses online from one of the really inexpensive glasses retailers. Like, I've ordered from Warby Parker before, and that's really good. I really like Warby Parker, but I was just going to buy from like a really inexpensive seller like Zenni Optical. If you haven't heard of them, Zenni, they have some of the best prices online for glasses that I've seen anywhere. And there's a bunch more like Zenni that are just really cheap. I mean, you can get glasses for $40 or even less sometimes. But I think just thinking about all this, even though I decided that I was just going to buy some cheap glasses from Zenni, thinking about this really, I either need to just get new lenses put in my Warby Parker frames, or if I don't want to put up with the just uncomfortable frames that I have with those Warby Parker frames here, then I just need to step up and buy the Oakley glasses. But I think I can probably find some online somewhere, and maybe I can find some that are on sale at some point. That's kind of my hope. I think I'm just going to look online. If I see a sale on some Oakleys, now that I know the size that I need and the style that I would like, then I'll just do that. But I'm not going to go out of my way, I don't think, from here on out to go buy a pair of glasses. I'll just check sales, and like I was mentioning before, these contact lenses are so nice. My vision is so good. Probably don't need to think about doing this much at all. But I just thought I'd mention that because everybody always tells me, oh, you should go to Zenni. Yeah, I mean, that's what I had decided I was going to do. But now, after trying on some really nice fitting glasses frames from Oakley, I think that that's probably be the next step that I would do. Just spend the money and buy some really nice frames that fit really well. Because I haven't had that in a long time. Alright, simple little lunch. I almost didn't make any toast, but I'm glad I did. I really like sourdough toast, especially with some good butter. I don't actually have good butter at the moment, but I slathered on a good portion of the decent butter that I have. I was just thinking about how recently, well, not too long ago, I decided I was going to only buy soy-free eggs. Well, you know what? I did it again. I always say this. I always forget to put the hot sauce on. And I need to use up this Yellowbird. I've had it for a while. So, there we go. Yellowbird Serrano. Got maybe one more serving in there. Okay. I always forget. What was I saying? Oh, right. I was thinking I was going to just buy soy-free eggs. And you know, as soon as I said that, have not seen soy-free eggs anywhere for sale. I think it's because I'm not shopping at health food stores. I think if I would go into a health food store, I would find some soy-free eggs. But of course, if I do that, they're going to be, you know, $8-9 for a dozen, and so I just haven't bothered to go into a health food store because it doesn't seem that important. Most of the eggs I've been getting have been decent. Now these are odd because these are local eggs and they're supposed to be true free-range eggs. You know, most what they call free-range eggs are just free-range in name only. They're not really free-range, but these are supposed to be free-range. And the yolks look really good. They're nice, deep, kind of orangish yellow. So they look like they're real free-range eggs. But I have not been digesting these very well, so I won't be buying these eggs in particular again. Which is kind of a shame because they're a decent price at a local grocery store chain here. But it just got me thinking about the whole thing where I said I'm only going to be buying soy-free eggs, and then I can't find them anymore. I don't know. I had always thought that soy-free eggs were fairly easy to find. I knew that not every grocery store is going to sell them, but I thought they'd be fairly easy to find, but I just have not seen them. And maybe I should have gone into Trader Joe's this morning and looked to see if they had some there, because I've only got 2 more of these eggs left to eat up. But yeah, I'm not sure if Trader Joe's has them or not, although it may be a regional thing, because I'm sure that I've seen soy-free eggs in a Trader Joe's, but lately when I've been in a Trader Joe's, I just have not seen them. So maybe it's just a regional thing. Now need to search for some new eggs that don't bother me. Okay, lunch is done. Still beautiful out here. I should be hiking somewhere. But I did make the decision to stay here in the city, so here I am. I think I will... City noises behind us here. I think I will head over to Ikea because it's only about 10 minutes away, and you never know what you might find at Ikea. By the way, I messed up my coffee. I let it sit for too long, over-extracted. I need to pay more attention. I was fiddling with making lunch, fiddling with the camera settings and the lighting, and yeah, so I'm gonna drink it, but I'm not exactly enjoying it. So that means I need to make another cup right away to cancel this one out. Let's go over to Ikea. I didn't get very far. I started to drive and then realized there's an REI right here in this neighborhood, and I'm gonna run in because I need one thing, and I hope they have it, although they might not. And I'd prefer to buy something here because I've got $5.23 of dividend from last year. So save myself $5 if I get what I need here instead of someplace else. So let's see if they have it. Glad I stopped. We have success. So this is a Washington State Discover Pass, and you need these if you are going to use state parks for day use. State parks allow you to park for up to 15 minutes if you want to just run in and use the restrooms. But if you want to park for any longer, you need a pass. And you can buy day passes. I think it's $10 for a day, or you can get what I like to get, which is the year pass. This is good for 1 calendar year for $30. Now, they made a little mistake. He wrote in August here and then scratched it out and put September. Hopefully that's going to be okay. I don't really need it to be that long. I don't plan on being here through the wintertime. But this is definitely worth the $30. If you do come to Washington State, I highly suggest you get a Washington State Discover Pass, because the state park system here is pretty good. You can get free water. A lot of them have coin-operated showers you can use, and they're really a nice place just to hang out for the day if you just want a place to park, which is what I use them for mostly. If I'm around a state park and I just need a place to park for the day and I just don't feel like driving around everywhere, I go to state park, I park there and just walk around the area, use the restrooms. I think technically the showers are for campers only, but I've talked a little bit about that in other state parks in the past. Use your own discretion. Anyway, I wanted to buy this here because I had $5 in dividends to spend, and so this saved me $5 by buying it here instead of a state park. All around good. Glad I stopped. I was thinking they weren't going to have any. This is the third REI I've stopped at looking for one, and as they say, third time's a charm. It's funny, everybody in there was surprised that they had one.
Turn right onto Tukwila Station Access Road. Take the next right, then continue straight.
For quite a while I was coming in here and buying food at the restaurants and just hanging out, and it took me quite some time to figure out that every time I ate here I would spend the next 4 days with a migraine, and I did not want to come to the fact that this food just doesn't sit well with me, so I kept coming back here over and over again. But in hindsight, that $3 breakfast or $6 dinner just really isn't worth it. So you can have all the Swedish meatballs you want. I'll be just doing shopping here. Well, that was a good time to go in there. It was pretty quiet. There was hardly anybody in there. Here I was all worked up, thinking I was going to have terrible traffic today. It's going to be crazy busy everywhere, but here wasn't very busy at all. The mall was a little busy, but here at Ikea, not busy at all. Now, I didn't see a whole lot in there to buy. I have needed some pillowcases, and so I bought a couple of pillowcases. I was looking at other things too, like I'd like kind of like a duvet cover, a new duvet cover. I don't need one though, but they have one in there that I've been looking at. Had my eye on it for quite a while. They're usually sold out. I thought they were sold out in there today, which I thought, oh good, they don't even have it, so no issues. I don't even have to make a decision of whether to buy it or not. But then they did have one, I noticed as I was walking around looking at things. But I don't need it, so I just left it. It's kind of silly to want something when I already have a duvet cover. The duvet cover that I have is missing a couple of buttons, and I lost them, so I can't sew them back on. So that's part of the reason why I'd like another duvet cover. But the pillowcases is an interesting issue. I need these because I have what looks like 3 pillows, but these are actually not 3 pillows. These are 2 pillows. I took one of them apart. These are Casper pillows, And I bought these years ago. One of them is quite a bit older than the other one. They're really nice pillows. Casper, I think, is more known for their mattresses, but Target does sell some things other than mattresses in the store, and that's how I found them. But they're this kind of pillow in a pillow design, and they're just it's too much. You know, the one of them I've left together, and it's a pretty hefty pillow here. But when I went back and bought the second one, I got home with it and thought it's just too high. And so just because I use these for sleeping and for propping myself up if I'm just sitting at night, so I'll use them if I'm propping myself up over here or over on this side. And it was just kind of too much with the pillow together, so I took one of them apart, and because I normally use twin size sheets for my bed, and twin sheets only come with one pillowcase, I've had this unique problem of not having enough pillowcases because I've got too many pillows. I've just needed pillowcases, and I've not been changing my pillowcases out as much as I should because I don't have enough to go around. And at this point it's getting kind of gross, so I decided that since I'm right here near Ikea, hopefully they'd have something. So now I have, I think, enough pillowcases where I can get by without having to feel so disgusting. Now, since my last cup of coffee was not so enjoyable, I'm going to make another one. And I have some really good coffee beans. These are from a local grocery store chain here called Metropolitan Market, and this is their house brand of coffee. They call it El Metro Espresso Blend, and you would think espresso blend would be a darker roast, but it isn't. It's a pretty light roast coffee, and it is one of my absolute favorites. It goes on sale quite often there, and if it's on sale, I buy myself a bag because it's quite an excellent deal. On sale, it's quite an excellent deal. If it's not on sale, it's just so-so. But it is one of my favorite coffees of all time. Top 2, I would say. And here it's just a plain old ordinary grocery store brand. It's fantastic. Okay, I think I did a much better job with this one. This is way too hot to taste right now, but doing it anyway, and yeah, that's better. This is one of only 2 or 3 coffees that I can drink without any half and half or cream in it and still really enjoy it. But I'm just going to put some half and half in it now because I want to get to drinking this now, so it'll cool it down a little bit. Plus, I just like half and half in my coffee, or heavy cream, either one. I've been moving some things around just a little bit. This is my hiking backpack, and it's kind of my everything backpack. I use it for a lot of stuff, but it's, you know, it's for hiking mostly. But I've had it hanging on the back door, but because I leave my back doors open so often, it's been getting rained on and it's been getting full of sand. I moved it over here just hoping that it would kind of keep it out of the elements, but I don't really like the setup, so I'm going to move this around a little bit, try to make this a little bit better because it's kind of encroaching on my sleeping area here the way it's set up. So I'll do that now. I was going to take off and go to a park that is really close by, but apparently it's now rush hour and it's going to be more than 20 minutes to get over there. I think nearly half an hour. I just didn't feel like sitting in traffic, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to just rearrange some things while I am thinking about where I should go and what I should do. Okay, that doesn't look like much, but I've moved things just enough to give myself a little bit more room. And sometimes that's the key, just not doing too much, but just utilizing the space. So I'm happy with that. And then I do have, at the back door here, I do have another little backpack. That's one of those little foldable ones that you can kind of put away in its own little pocket. And that one's set up just for showers. So if I ever get near a shower of some type, like at a state park or something like that, I can just grab that and go. It's all set up for that. So I don't have to think about anything, and hopefully I won't forget something either, because it'll just be there waiting at the ready. Well, I'm feeling like I want to walk around a little bit. I was thinking that I would drive somewhere kind of pretty, because I'm right close to the Lake Washington. But since I don't really want to deal with traffic, I think I'm just going to walk around the block here. Why not, right? What difference does it make? Sun is out, beautiful day. Walking is walking. It would be prettier over at the lake, but this is fine for me. This seems kind of strange, this groove in the pavement here. What is that for? Is it just for water runoff? That's my guess. I mean, I would assume that that's for water runoff, you know, because this is Seattle and it's constantly overcast and raining. So that must be what that groove is for. Got to collect all this rain and divert it someplace. Well, that was a pretty short walk. I just walked around the block, so not much at all. I should probably think about what I'm going to do with myself here. I was under the impression last night when I was thinking about how today was going to unfold, I was kind of thinking that I'd be having to stay around the city for a few days waiting for contacts or glasses to be either made or ordered and show up, but now the city is my oyster if I want it to be, although I still don't really feel like staying around the city. But as nice as today has been, hardly any traffic, everything has just gone so well, I'm kind of feeling like staying around the city is not such a bad idea, at least for tonight. I really don't like driving much, so if I don't have to, I'm just not going to, so probably I'll stay around here. I should also think about getting some dinner made. Okay, for dinner, I'm going to do some mashed potatoes and vegetables, frozen vegetables. Oh, I should say mashed potatoes, but they're potato flakes. And I will do some gravy with that as well. I think maybe curry gravy. Yeah, curry gravy, mashed potatoes, and frozen vegetables. I know it sounds pretty basic, but it's something I like. And yes, I am still here in the Ikea parking lot. Why drive anywhere if I don't have to? Okay, got the potato done. I put a little extra butter in the potato, but don't tell anybody, because, you know, butter's bad and all. Don't eat butter. Now, turn my attention back to the vegetables and making the gravy. Oh, I put the potato away. What I use for gravy is I just mix up some curry powder and, oh, I might need some vegetable broth. See, I've got some vegetable bouillon cubes. I'm just going to use, I think I'll use half of one of these because these are kind of salty. These are the organic ones and they're still really salty. So I generally don't use a full one ever. But put that in there. And then a little bit of curry powder. And this is where you got to be careful, because if you overdo the curry powder, it'll just taste bitter. But that should be okay. What did I do with my spoon? There it is. So I'm just going to cook this curry powder off a little bit. Otherwise, again, it'll be a little bit bitter. So I'll cook that off for just a minute. Okay, so I've got the curry cooked off a little bit so it won't be so strong tasting. It'll knock some of that bitterness down. You could also throw in some milk or coconut milk or pretty much anything. And then I'm just going to put a big tablespoon of the potato flake in and some water. And then the potato flake should thicken up the water and make a nice little gravy. And then that way I don't have to get out my flour and make a roux and do all that. It's just so much easier this way. I don't have anything against flour, but I just find this to be easier. Plus, I think it tastes better. Been kind of getting away from using roux type recipes. So like when I make, say, mac and cheese from scratch, I don't use a roux, which normally you would. Normally you'd mix some flour and fat together and add some milk or some water or something. And I just have gotten away from using it at all, except I think I didn't add enough potato, but that's okay because I can just add a little bit more. Okay, here's our gravy. I always think I need to say that with air quotes because it's not really traditional gravy, but so it's not real thick, but it's gravy-like, and it's just the way I like it. I had to add just a little bit more potato flake to get it to the consistency I wanted. And you could add some extra butter in here just to make it taste a little bit better. Except, you know, don't eat butter, it's bad for you. But I may have put a little bit of butter in here too. And I'm just tasting it for seasoning. I added a little bit of the spike seasoning, and this is kind of like a vegetable broth kind of thing too, just for a little extra zip. And this tastes pretty good. I get just a little curry flavor, but not like punch curry flavor, so it's not bitter or anything, just flavor, so it's nice. So this will go over my potato here, and get my spork, because a spork is of course the best implement to eat dinner. And there we go, there's dinner. I gotta taste it, even though I'm gonna clean up first before I start eating, but I can't help just to taste a little bit of it right now. Well, for years I've been using binder clips to seal up bags that are open. Use them on my coffee bags and, well, anything really. But yesterday I stopped and bought some rubber bands. I think I'm going to try some rubber bands instead, because sometimes, just because it's so tight in here, sometimes I stuff something down in my bag of food that is a little overstuffed, and the binder clip will pop off. So I'm hoping that the rubber band will be a better solution for that. I'll have to let you know, because I'm just now starting to use these today, switching over everything. They're a little smaller rubber bands than I was expecting, but I think that'll work, and I think it'll work better than a binder clip for some cases. Well, I am going to sit out on my side porch here to eat my dinner because it is not only beautiful out, but the weather is fantastic as well. Well, dinner was tasty, but it's getting late and I need to think about where I'm going to park tonight. I normally don't park in this neighborhood. It's pretty busy, and I had a couple spots around here, not too far away from here, that I would park in on occasion, but they're so crowded that I'm not sure I want to drive over there, and because I might find that I don't have a parking spot. So I think I need to hit the maps right now and decide where I'm going to go. There's so much has changed in this city since I've been gone. I've been gone 2 years, over 2 years, and there's just so much that has changed. Just not quite the same as it used to be. So I'm kind of reluctant to go back over to that spot that I knew was busy 2 years ago, because it's probably going to be even busier now. Well, I think I'm going to end it here because I need to make a decision on where I'm going to head for the night. I will find a spot. It's not like it's impossible to find a parking spot, but it seems like it's a little harder now than it was when I was here last. It's funny, I was really dreading coming back to the city here, and yet today has gone really well. I didn't think the eye doctor visit was going to go so well, and it went a lot better than I was anticipating, so I'm extra happy about that. I've got 6 months at least of contacts on hand and plenty of food on hand. I'm pretty well stocked up for everything, so that's a pretty good result for the day and a lot better off than I was expecting when I started out the day. It just goes to show that sometimes I worry about stuff that I really shouldn't worry about, and I always tell people don't worry about stuff needlessly. There's no sense in worrying about things that are out of your control. But I was worrying about coming up to the city here, and yet it was needless because today has been a very, very good day. So I hope you've had a great day as well, and we'll see you next time. And as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.